What's up, y'all? But the man speaking is actually called and Mexican I talked to reached his roots after we talked. This happened like multiple years ago, like probably 12 to 15, I say 15, but probably like 12 to 10 years ago. I can't give you an estimate. But he was a Jehovah Witness. I think he was a Jehovah Witness or a Mormon. He pulled up to my crib and he was, knocking on my door, tell us we'll hear the word of God, shit like that. And it was him and 3 other white guys. So, but he was a Mexican, so I didn't drop no knowledge like, yeah, blah, 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 that shit traced to, you know what I mean? I just like, I'm just going to just play along with it today, right? So I just played on with it. It was pretty much me and my mother was actually, interacting with whatever like that. And, I didn't want to drop no knowledge, no history at the time. I just wanted, just play along with it. But my main goal was to talk to the Mexican dude. So actually, when that section was over of us, talking, whatever like that, using the Bible, scriptures, whatever like that, when it was over, I actually pulled him to the side, like, yo, ain't you a Mexican? He was like, yeah, I'm a Mexican, right? No, he said, I got my green card. It was so fucking funny, yo. I was like, that's not what I was saying. I was saying, because I could tell that you were Mexican, He was like, yeah, I'm a Mexican, and yes, I do got my green card. I said, I was going to ask you that you're not even a legal immigrant. Well, we're actually literally on your land. You are actually indigenous to this land. You're actually a Native American. And it just fucked this whole head up. Like, while I was talking to him, it was like the other 3 white guys that was in the room, they was talking to my mother, and they was trying to figure out what the fuck I'm talking about. So they was kind of like eavesdropping over there, see what I'm talking about. And I was talking to him, and I was like, yeah, man, we actually literally on your land. You're actually indigenous to this land. Don't have nobody tell you that you're a legal immigrant. You're actually indigenous to this land. And he looked at me like, what the fuck? No, I'm not. You trying to turn me straight from my God, and you know what you're talking about? I'm a Mexican, and I'm a proud Mexican, right? This is pretty much what you were saying. And I said that actually you're, since you're from a Native American tribe, the God that you're talking about now, Jesus Christ and all this biblical shit you're talking about, your God is older than the Bible that you're talking about. So what the fuck are you talking about? Like his reaction was like, what the fuck I'm talking about? Like, I never heard nothing like that. What he's talking about? He's trying to confuse me. He's trying to turn me straight from my God. And he called me the devil and said some other stuff. I said, how the fuck I'm the devil if you don't understand what I'm talking about? How that is the devil? I'm telling you your history. You got people lying to you saying you're a legal immigrant when you're indigenous to the land. The fuck you talking about, yo? And he if he's watching this video, I'm talking to you. So he's like, whatever. He just said something and then just left. And I remember that him and all the 3 white guys left. I told him he was a Native American. His God is older than the Bible that he's literally reading, and he keeps quoting and stuff like that. So he literally went to his own crib. A week went by. He came back to my house. I don't know why this always happened to me when I always tell somebody some shit. They always come back with me, come back to me with a notebook, nothing but pictures or print throughout. Like they've been doing a lot of research and start printing. So he came back with me with a notebook in his hand and then said, I'm sorry for calling you the devil. Calling me the devil because, I'm saying something outside or different than what he's saying. So he came in the house with a notebook. He said, yo, I actually researched what you said. I actually had family members. He said, before I even met you, I even had family members that was keep saying that we are Native Americans. But I kept knowing him. He said, that's not a coincidence. You all calling me a Native American, and I have actual family members calling me a Native American, calling all of us Native Americans, and I'm knowing them. So he said, I'm going to investigate what they saying. So he tracked them. He called up certain family members. He was like, certain family members that was real close with him. I said, yeah, man, I want to, the one that's calling a Native American, I want to know where he lived, whatever like that, and, I want to talk to him. So he pulled up to him, talked to him over the phone, went there in person, and they gave him the name of the tribe. Yo, he got records pertaining to the land he's from, how they've been converted to become Christians, all of that. It's crazy. He got all this shit literally on record. All this shit literally on record historically of his Native American tribe. He got the name of his Native American tribe. He found out the God he was praying to originally. And he got it in like historical order pertaining to what happened to his people. Yeah, I'm like, yo, that is wild, my nigga. I'm like, that is crazy. And then after he literally showed me all of this information, he said, yeah, my God name is this, and that's the God I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna start staying to this God, right? I'm gonna start praying to this God, right? Then he showed me the name of his tribe, the land they from originally, This nigga was explaining to me his history about his tribe was all over the place because they was using them in slavery, and what else? He said that there was a slavery. I can't remember the name of that system, but it's actually my book, Mexicans is Indigenous to America. So I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's definitely in the book. They don't want to call it slavery. They want to call it another word. I can't remember what the word is. It's actually, I think it starts with an E. But yeah, he started researching. He started. And I didn't say, yeah, I already knew that already. Yeah, look at my notes. I didn't say anything. I just listened to everything he was saying, listened to everything he was showing me, and I'm nodding my head like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just research what I say. Don't be down in your head, getting your fucking feelings. Just research what I say. That's literally, that's all I asked. He researched everything he said. Then he said it was a divide in his family. In his own family. His family was like, no, you ain't a proud Mexican. So he pulled up to his parents, his mother and father, his brother, etc. He said he had very close-ass family members that been through thick and thin. Soon he's talked about we Native Americans and we have been converted and we indigenous to this land. He said they automatically turned on him. He said one of them that he knew that was real close with him turned on him. Knew him from thick and thin, been with him when he was young, all the way up to when a teenager, whatever, or young adult. Motherfucker just turned on him, right? And I said, what you mean turn on him? He said he don't want to speak to me anymore. He say I'm tripping. He don't know what I'm talking about. He think I'm crazy, like that. So I was like, damn. And then he said his own parents was like, they don't want to hear it anymore. Don't bring it up. We don't want to hear that shit. You're confused. You don't know what you're saying. You just don't know what you're talking about. You just don't want to be a proud Mexican. Like, this is what they was saying to him. So he said it really hurts him and really kind of like confused him because he said, he said, I got the evidence here. This is historical evidence. He said, we can get our land back, yo. But he didn't say that, but he was like, because they already own the land. The land that's actually theirs. And I remember that he was showing me all this evidence like that, gave me a hug. He gave me one of those thank you, I love you type of kind of, like we haven't seen each other in years kind of hug. Like he gave me, he know who he is if he actually watching this video. He gave me one of those, like, thank you for showing me the truth, or thank you for helping me type of, like one of those, like brotherly loves type shit. So he was like, yo, thank you. Give me a handshake, closing in, gave me a hug, like real strong hug, said thank you to my ear like 4 or 5 times and shit. Let me go, and then he left, and then I gonna never forget this. 2 days later, those 3 white people came to my crib. Yo, what you did to our friend? And he talking all that gibberish shit, and then you confused and whatever like that. I said, do you even know that Mexicans is Native Americans? I didn't confuse them. I told him the truth. That's not confusing them. Mexicans is Native Americans. We are literally on their land. White dudes like, what? So they started researching what I said. Then they got quiet. They didn't say, oh, whatever. I tell me all the time. Just research what I said. I bet money you will shut the fuck up. They start pouring out they start pouring out this little iPhone ping, whatever it's called. They poured out, research it. Yeah, let me research what you're talking about. Research what I said. Oh. I said his God is older than Christianity. What the fuck you talking about? His God, he was worshiping originally before he been converted to become Christian or whatever the fuck he is. They already had their own God. You see what I'm saying? They had their own God that they was literally worshiping before they became Christians, Native American tribes. He found out who he was, that he's from a Native American tribe, and found out what land he's from, and found out that how a lot of his tribal people has been converted to Christians and become a fucking title, which is Mexicans today. So when I say Mexican, the word people think, he talking about Mexicans, like, those Mexicans. But Mexican originally means like indigenous to American soil. People don't know their history, yo. So he was like, they all three of them like, we gonna go. No arguments. After they start researching what I said, they like, oh. I said, well, do y'all think what I'm saying is false now? They was like, we didn't know. And after that experience, including some others, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna make a book out of it. Because if it's Mexicans that don't know their history like this, like these experiences, I'm gonna have to make a book out of it. That's how I became a book about it. After that, he came back to me and said that his family is coming around. His family start investigating what I'm saying. Start to, what pretty much what he presenting them. So like that, he said his family start to understand what he's saying, so they start to come around. But he said it is some of it like they didn't like his close, quote unquote, close friend he had from thick to thin. He still didn't want to fuck with him. But he started to see that some of his other family members was kind of curious because he coming in with something different. So they start investigating it. So he, told me again, thank you a whole lot. You know what I mean? I just want to see him again and see what he, see what he up to. You know what I mean? Whatever like that. But that's all I gotta say about that, y'all. Peace.